Wakaiva. Welcome back to WTV live show. I am Daniela, your host, and here we are with our principal, Dr. Drayton.
Hello.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss.
Well, as stated before, I am Tamara Baker Drayton. I am the proud principal of Wekiva High School. And just a little bit about myself. I grew up in Ocala, Florida. My mom was a single parent, and so I was able to acquire an athletic scholarship to go off to college and pursue my dream of going into, at the time, I thought I wanted to be a doctor, but then I decided I wanted to go into coaching and go into education. So then once I graduated from there, I moved here to I graduated from Florida Institute of Technology. And like I said before, I did play basketball and softball in college. And then I moved here to Orlando, and I first started teaching at our rival school, Apopka High School. I was teaching and coaching there for about 3 or 4 years, and then I came here to Wekiva as a dean. And so I was here when it first opened and stayed here for about 3.5 years, and then started going to other schools, Freedom Middle School, Maitland Middle School. I was at West Orange High School, and then I started my principalship at an elementary school, La Vista Elementary. And then from there I went to Memorial Middle School, and now here at Apopka High, excuse me, at Wekiva High School. I don't know.
Okay, perfect.
At Wekiva High School. So that's kind of been my journey, and who Dr. Drayton is.
Okay, that's great. So you mentioned you were a teacher before. What subject did you teach?
I actually taught biology, integrated science here at Wekiva, also at Apopka. And I love science. Like I said before, I thought I wanted to be a doctor. But then I fell in love with coaching because I played so many sports. And so I decided to teach science. And so that was one of my main passions.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so what is your main focus as a principal in this school?
So anytime I go into a school, as a principal, sometimes our main priority is academics and making sure that everyone is successful here at the school. And for high school, our main goal is to help every child acquire their diploma. So that is one of my main goals. But the other goal is to prepare our students for life. I love building relationships with students. We have fun. I want Wekiva to be a place where people want to come and enjoy and have fun. Yes, we know the schoolwork can be draining. We know sometimes it can be boring, but we are trying to, enhance the school with different events so that we can at least have some type of fun, within the school, within what I can do.
That's great. Okay. What do you think the major improvements have been during this past years that you've been principal?
Well, since I've been here at Wekiva, our graduation rate has increased, our acceleration has increased, our academics has increased. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to send out a Connect Ed message to all of the parents that, we have improved our school grade by 55 points from last year to this year, and we are 5 points away from a B. So that's something that is hot off the press. I just got. And so that's something that I'll be sharing. So I believe overall, I think the culture of our school has improved and changed academically. One of the things we want to continue doing is working with our students with the social emotional, because we know that during COVID, it was very stressful during that time, not only for the students, but for faculty, as well as for admin, even myself. So, just getting acclimated back to some normalcy in school. So we're trying to do a balance of, yes, we're focusing on academics, but we also want to focus on our mental states as well.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. So what are you looking for in this particular year?
In this particular year, I'm looking at all of us to come together as a family and start creating those solid foundation, traditions as other schools have. And so we're trying to increase our school spirit. That's why we started the student section for the athletics. Whether it's at the football game, volleyball game, basketball games, we want to have a student section that is dedicated just for students. We have our morning pep rallies in the morning to showcase music, to showcase our students. On Fridays, we have our student services, the counselor corner now, that they play music so that everyone can come see who their counselor is. So there's different activities throughout the day and throughout the week that we're trying to do to enhance that school spirit, because we do know that sometimes school can get boring. We get it. However, we're trying to do little things. We are going to have 2 major pet rallies this year, one for homecoming. It'll be our, our school-wide pet rally. And when we play at Popka, we'll have a pet rally there as well. And then we will do one in the winter and in the spring so that we can showcase our winter sports as well as our spring sports, because I want all of our students to be recognized and noticed for what you are doing here at Wekiva.
Yeah, that's amazing, because during the last 2 years, because of COVID, we haven't been able to have a pep rally since at least our freshman year now.
Correct.
So that's amazing. What are some experiences that you have had in your high school experience that you remembered?
In my personal high school?
Yeah.
So for me, I was a 5-letter athlete. I did cheerleading, volleyball, basketball, softball, and track. And so, a lot of my accolades came around sports, but I also was a 4.0 student. And so I always prided myself on academics, and so that I knew that I had to get a scholarship to go to college because my mom did not have the money as a single parent. She was a dean at a high school, but she also sent me to, private schools because where I lived wasn't the best area, wasn't the best section, so she wanted me to be safe. So she spent the majority of her money sending me to private school. So I made a commitment to her that I would get a scholarship to go off to school so that she didn't have to pay for college. And so for high school, that's what my focus was, was academics and playing sports, because I knew that sports was the only way that I was going to be able to be successful.
Yeah, that's great. That's amazing. What are some hardships of being principal?
Sometimes the hardships of being a principal is that you have to carry the weight of the school on your shoulders at all times, because we're always trying to make parents happy. We're trying to make students happy. We're trying to make teachers happy. We're trying to make everyone happy. So sometimes we put ourselves to the back because we have to make sure that everything else is done. So there are some times where, people think we're the superheroes, that we're tough, we have this tough skin, and we should be able to take everything. But people have to understand, too, that principals, assistant principals, we're people, too. And, I have a family. I'm married with 2 children. So when I go home, I try to disconnect so I can be mom. Yeah. So it's sometimes hard to balance both, because I have to sometimes leave my work here so that I can be mom at home. So that's sometimes, as a principal, you have to carry the weight of the school on you. And so sometimes that can be challenging because you always want to make the right decisions and do the best things without disrupting, a lot that's going on.
Yeah, including because you have a social life too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is the best thing, in your opinion, about being a principal?
The one thing about being a principal is that I love to see when our students make changes for the positive. For like when graduation comes, that's always the best day, is to see everyone walk across that stage and say, I did it. Because you put 4 years worth of work in, and some have had challenges over those 4 years. Some may have had a smooth 4 years. But the bottom line was everybody made it across the stage, no matter how they got there, and because we did it together. So when I get to lead that graduation class out, that is like the most fulfilling moment of my life, to be able to say I helped these 500 plus students. We're getting ready to let them enter into the world. So for me, that's the most satisfying.
Yeah, that's amazing too. One last question that I personally want to ask: what is the major event of like school event that you find yourself enjoying with the students?
I would say I would have a couple. I would have homecoming, because I'm with the 9th through the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. I get to kind of socialize with everyone. But then I also love prom. Prom is always elegant. I love seeing everybody dress up. So just 2 events where I'm able to be with all my students, but then also be with the seniors during their last moments here at Wekiva.
That's amazing. Well, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you for coming on the show,
You're welcome.
Miss Dr. Drayton. Miss Wakaiba. Welcome back to WTV Live Show. We're here with Mr. Dickerson, our TV production teacher.
How's it going?
Going pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Who's that lady that just left?
Oh, that's the principal.
That's Dr. Drayton. Dr. Drayton, thank you for coming. You're awesome. Thanks for coming. So, what's going on? I'm going to break the wall here really quick. Nyla, I got a shot of these homeless kids over in the corner of my room if you want to get a shot of them.
Switch the camera back.
No, not that one. Camera
the other one.
There we go. Now we can make mistakes. Oh, is that camera dead? No.
No, don't move it.
You can't save. All right, come back to us then. Come back to us.
That's sad.
There you go. That's all right. We'll fix. Check the HDMI cable and all that stuff. So that's weird. It did pop off there. So anyway, football tonight. You going to football?
I am recording with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You have to get a grade.
I do have to get a grade.
Hey, why are y'all rocking bells and stuff during a show? There we go. There's a shot of them. Look at these guys.
Look at.
Oh God, Hannah, don't die. Alex, you're on camera.
Say hi.
It might be hard to hear you. You got anything to say? All right, thank you for not saying anything bad. You got Jordan Shea over there, Josiah there. He's got his blonde little yachty hair. So.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh! Wait, both of you look at the camera. Josiah, you are channeling Alex. Now, hold on. Now you just got to be a fifth string kicker for the football team, and.
Oh yeah, that is true.
That's a football joke because fifth string doesn't exist.
Yeah, but aren't you kicking? Are you gonna be the kicker?
Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Oh, my director's in here.
Hold on. Before.
No.
Oh,
No.
we can't promote people.
You're not supposed to do
Really?
that.
But I can tell you to please vote for homecoming.
Vote for homecoming. We have
self-promo.
some people
back,
nominating in this class, so go ahead and vote.
Promo.
Come back to the three
I
shot.
didn't self promo. I said
No,
we have
I said
some
that's
people.
not-
Nyla,
self-promo.
come back to the three shot of us. We're staring at there. No, that's me.
The middle one.
Camera 2.
The middle one. The middle.
They didn't make one mistake
with
with Dr. Drayton here. The minute Dr. Drayton leaves, now you guys forget what a camera is.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I know it's fine. What's going on? So, kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Do you punt? Or are you doing kickoffs? Or are you doing field goals? What do you do?
I can do anything.
Don't say that again. So are you backup or backup or backup? What are you?
I have no helmet right now, so I'm not playing today.
Okay, but that didn't answer the question.
I mean, I'm supposed to be the main one, but they didn't give me a helmet yet, so.
I'm watching Nyla switch cameras incorrectly over here. She's checking out Josiah and his hair. You're gonna trip, Jordan. Don't
No,
die.
it's because Josiah wants to be me so bad. So look, when I got my hair dyed, I posted on Instagram. Like, not even a day later, Josiah got his dyed too. Like, he wants to be. He's my #1 fan.
Y'all gotta try a hair like this.
Did you say you put your hair in a man bun?
I could try to be Jason Momoa. Look at it. Dollar General John Wick right here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Real email vibes.
It's giving. What's a horror movie?
The Ring.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, you talking about with the girl in the TV?
Yes.
Yeah.
You like your job?
I love my job.
You love your job?
You guys, these are the best days to be here because we're all being productive.
He chooses to be paid less to be with us.
To be with
Or do
us,
something
because
else.
he loves us so much.
That's great. My resume can be found at allthemania.com. So hey, few things for homework here. Make sure you're voting for homecoming, king and queen. You could actually nominate people. Is it 9th and 10th grade?
We gotta vote for class president and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. Relax.
It's 9, 10, 11, and 12. So.
And you nominate. I think what happens is 1 or 2 get nominated for the other grades, but then for seniors, it's like 4 or 5 groups of people get picked or
Because
something.
that's homecoming court right now.
Homecoming, I believe.
October 1st.
Oh.
October 1st,
Wow, you
guys.
guys know everything. This
Yes.
is
Yeah,
great.
man, that's our job.
31st is a pep rally after school. It's Wednesday schedule, y'all.
31st.
30th.
I was
She
about to
said
say that-
31st in the morning, so I was
No,
like,
because there's no 31st of September.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 30th.
The 30th.
We'll have a Wednesday schedule, but 8th period. I
Yeah.
guess we'll call it out. We'll have a pep rally. So first one in a few years too, because of COVID and
yes,
stuff.
sir.
Student government.
Please vote for your
don't-
secretary,
President.
history, vice president, president, and what is it called? Treasurer. Yeah. So please go
Did
do
you say
that.
historian?
Yes.
I forgot what Kendall's running for.
Secretary, right?
I can't promote her. I just don't remember what she's running for.
She's doing
She's
historian.
historian. Her and Molly.
I'm sorry.
Or no, Molly's doing
Molly's
something
the
else.
secretary.
I don't know. I had a few of you guys up. There's actually a video out there. Please go watch it. A few people came and did speeches.
Yeah, I cut up some of them clips, so look at what I did, man.
Good job, man. So, aside from that, football is away next week. So this is the last home game tonight for a week or two.
For a week or something? Okay.
Yeah, not forever.
Today we're playing Okoye, y'all. Please come out and support.
I like Okoye.
I
So
love
like,
Okoye too.
they're like after Apopka, they're our next rivals.
Yeah.
Because that's like one of our biggest games too.
Edgewater is your homecoming game,
Edgewater.
We're gonna win. No, just kidding. I don't know.
and then
Yeah, just hit
Apopka
them.
is going to be senior night, I believe.
Yeah, that's senior night.
So.
Yeah, that is true. It's, you know,
Girls volleyball is also playing right now. I'm sorry, Miss Heather, for
not being
not
there.
getting there yet. I had babies this week.
Yeah.
What are
He's
these-
been had babies
Hold on,
all
we got
week.
these two lovebirds talking.
Change the camera angle.
You guys cool? I'm
Some
just so happy to
American.
see you two being cool again.
They've been cool.
I'm just trying to make Jordan feel awkward. Teenage romance.
My hands are.
Your hands are swollen.
I'm not like touching, but
Yeah. I like that Jayla's over there talking to a flashlight. I need a shot of that really quick, actually.
Not him leaving. Oh, they took your seat. They took your seat.
I'm only taking it temporarily.
That's our room, y'all. Welcome to. Can we do like a room tour?
I don't have a way to move the cameras and
No,
stuff.
just like from there. It's like we have 3 cameras.
Okay, hold on, I'll do it.
Well, guys, we're gonna show y'all the studio real quick, okay? So here's.
Now, the further you get away from that mic, though, they're not going to hear you.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, well, can you put me first?
Just look at the screen from over there.
Can you
All right,
like?
so this is our filming room.
Here's me. Here's the stage or whatever.
No, it's just a platform. It's not a whole room.
We have what's it called? We have our little corner. It's a little messy.
That's where
you
we're
can
running all
see-
this from.
Yes.
Turn the lights on in there.
Turn the lights on and say
I
hi.
can't see the people in there.
Hello!
Everybody say hi. Look at the camera and say
I can't
hi.
see him with the reflection.
Yeah, you know. Turn off the flashlight. Freak, I can see. Yeah.
All right, Nyla, you can come back to the desk. Everybody do a goodbye. We're gonna go to commercial.
All of us?
Yeah. So, Cain, go through the PowerPoint. Go to the one that says "We'll be back 6th period."
70-yard team and 40-7, but certainly a much
in a respectable, competitive season, but was not really a playoff contender. This season, though, under the leadership of Sincere Edwards, Wekiva hopes to get back into the conversation. They debut at number 15 on the Sentinel Super 16, coming into the preseason rankings, and they are looking to once again be in the conversation when we start talking about regional playoffs.
Yeah, 4-6 was the record last year, certainly ending on a higher note, going 4-2 in their last 6 games. And we got a taste of maybe what's to come last week in the Kickoff Classic against Pinellas Park. Most of the teams in Orange County were unable to play because of bad weather, so scheduling the game 2 hours, 15 minutes away was a break. We saw, again, for the first time, what to expect, Wekiva winning by a 40-7 score. They outgained Pinellas Park 368-90, and that game started. The first play from scrimmage, Wekiva got the ball second. A 70-yard bomb, Tyree Davis to Terrell Gainey running an out route. Perfectly thrown pass by Davis, caught Gainey right in mid-stride at the 20-yard line on a 45-degree angle, and Gainey showing his wares. He had about a 1-foot separation. All he had to do was turn the ball upfield, and Wekiva had the 6-0 lead 1 play into the game. Again, they wound up winning 40-7, scoring 25 points in the first quarter, 15 in the second. And certainly 368 yards put up on the board by the offense, but Pinellas Park only able to put up 7 points and none against the defense, so 7 points was an interception return for a touchdown. Now, again, just like we were talking about at the beginning of last year, we probably didn't see Wekiva playing their best. They probably are not a 360-yard to 90-yard team at 40-7, but certainly a much better start this year, as Mark alluded to, and I think it's a lot closer to what we're going to see this year. When you can go into Pinellas Park, who, by the way, was 9-1 last year, went to the playoffs. And again, I think that also one of the more underlying causes was Wekiva not getting off to a good start, not being mentally ready. Certainly showed different today. Again, first play, a 70-yard bomb, Davis to Gainey, a transfer. And we'll talk more about Davis as we go on, the quarterback who came into this season as the no questions, the number one starter in the quarterback that Wekiva is going to rely on.
All right, well, let's welcome the fans that are here in Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium and get things started here with Week 1 of the 2022 football season. Good evening, everyone. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium for varsity football competition. Please welcome our guests. From Olympia High School, they are the Titans.
Thinking about going solar, but not sure whether it's worth it for your home? Well, before you get quotes, there are 3 things you need to know about going solar, and one.
And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. And now, please welcome to the field the pride of Wekiva, your Mustang Marching Band. As they take the field, we ask you to please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with a presentation of colors by the cadets of Wekiva's Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps program. Tonight's detail is under the command of Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Genesis Ramirez, carrying the U.S. flag. Carrying the Florida state flag is Cadet Second Lieutenant Jennifer Mondragon. Carrying the Air Force flag is Cadet Captain Genesis Herbert. And carrying the POW MIA flag is Cadet Senior Airman Denard Bradley. The Rifle Guards are Second Lieutenant Prince Rodriguez and Cadet Senior Airman Michaela Johnson. And now, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem by the Wekiva High School Marching Mustangs. first time. School! Triumph having our share.
Back with Joshua Spiro. Offensive five in the center. Malachi Enriquez, Jazzy Valentine, and Josiah Mangiello on the right side. The big guys, the big dudes, see what they're going to do. This is, again, number 5, Hutchinson, who weaves his way up to around the 35-yard line. That's where Wekiva will begin this season.
Justin Hutchinson on the return for the Mustangs. He takes the ball out to the 32-yard line of Wekiva territory, and the Mustangs will begin their first possession of season 16 from there.
And so your skilled players under center, Tyree Davis, his second season. We'll talk a lot about him today. Made tremendous improvement during the offseason. Behind him is Terrell Weathers, who took over the starting running back position during the second half. The receivers in the slot, Gainey, Bennett, Putnam, and Gay. And we begin the season with Weathers pounding ahead.
Terrell Weathers on the carry for the Mustangs. He has the ball out to the 37-yard line for a gain of 5 on the carry. It brings up 2nd and 5 for the Mustangs.
So a good start for Wekiva. And might as well start now. Tyree Davis, of course, he came into last season, a quarterback battle, if you will. The other quarterback, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but just don't feel the need to mention his name as we get the handoff again to Weathers. He pounds ahead on that left side, cuts right, 50, 40, 35, 30, giving chase. The Olympia defense finally drags him out of bounds inside the red zone.
All the way into the Olympia end zone, finally stopped and pushed out of bounds by Jalen Thompson of the Titans, and the Mustangs will have 1st and 10 from the Titan 15-yard line.
So a 48-yard gain on the second play of the game for Weathers in Wekiva, and they are in the red zone, as you just heard Mark say. 1st and 10 from their own, from the Olympia 15, the first down of the season, and this is Jalen Putman. He weaves and ducks and dives, picks up a few yards. That'll bring up 2nd and mid-distance. And so continuing to talk about Davis, obviously going from a sophomore to a junior. He's physically grown. He's about 6 inches taller, put on about 20, maybe even 25 pounds. But that is all muscle. And talked about Davis throughout the offseason with Coach Schwartz, and he was just very high on Davis. He's not only put on that physical maturity, bigger and stronger, but he's also showing it. He's using it well on the field. He's much more accurate, much more efficient, and you're going to see that tonight now as Wekiva continues. This is their basic slot, the one running back offset, Putman to the left, and Davis now take a run at it. And, oh, no, trouble, disaster, the fumble picked up by Olympia. And just when it looked like we were getting cooking, the self-inflicted mistake.
Davis on the carry. Ball lost to a fumble. And we see the officials conferring here, figure out who has possession and where the ball went dead. And of course, unfortunately, because of the weather, we need tents on the field to protect our athletic training staff, and we need tents up top to protect our cameras. So our cameras are actually positioned in the top row of the bleachers instead of the crow's nest so that we can protect them from the rain. And that's why, unfortunately, we've got a little bit of an obstructed view here, so we apologize for that, but it is the best we can do under the circumstances.
Okay, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Wekiva does appear to still have the football.
Yeah, it may have been down by contact, which is what I think the officials are discussing on the field now. One way or the other, it's not a great play for Wekiva. I'm seeing a 3rd down marker out at the 23-yard line, which would suggest to me that at a minimum we lost 5 yards on the play. But that would certainly be a much better outcome than losing the possession entirely.
Yeah, and again, Mark and I, we are sitting up here in the crow's nest at the press box. You know, unfortunately, at the high school level, you don't have quite the number, as large a crew as you do at the college and pro levels.
So the flag is waved off.
Okay, which, just let me finish, which means we don't have spotters up here, and quite frankly, it looked like Davis fumbled that ball before he went down, before he even started to go down.
Yeah, of course, the same blue tent that's obstructing your view is also obstructing our view. So the Mustangs are ruled down by contact prior to the fumble occurring, and so it will be a loss of 5 yards on the play, which will bring up 3rd and 13, but the Mustangs will retain possession of the ball.
Yeah, first break of the season for Wekiva. It is 3rd and 18, though, and they're going to try to run the ball, rush it. I think that's more of a safety play. That was Joshua Bennett, the transfer wide receiver, running on that sweep, the inside pitch. And Wekiva accomplishes his purpose of holding on to the ball. And so that'll bring up 4th down.
Joshua Bennett on the carry, picking up a gain of 8. 4th and 5 coming up from the Mustangs. And so here now, Wekiva has had some inconsistency, we'll say, when it comes to their kicking game over the last few seasons. Every once in a while, they are able to get a ringer from the soccer team. And when that doesn't happen, then you will see Wekiva essentially play 4-down ball.
Nathan Furcherly handling the kicking duties last week, but Coach Schwartz inside that 20-yard line said, let's just go for it. And they're going to get the pass, inside pass to Gainey, the transfer. And he weaves and ducks and dives and gains that 1st down. And there is an example of Davis not only showing his improvement physically and being able to pass, but great leadership as well.
Tyree Davis to Tyrell Gainey for the Mustang. 4th down conversion. 1st and goal, Wekiva from the 5.
So a 13-yard gain on the first pass of the regular season. And as you just heard Mark say, that's up 1st and goal from the Olympia 5. And certainly, Mark, if they were able to punch this ball in, that would be a great start. I always say, being a former athlete, it is so much better to be playing ahead than from behind.
Yeah, certainly scoring on the first drive of the season would be a huge boon, and they do.
And there it is, pounding inside, lowering that shoulder.
Tyree Davis on the QB keeper into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown.
And so the anticipation and potential comes to fruition. Tyree Davis ramming that ball from the 5-yard line, and Wekiva takes a 6-0 lead. 8:28 remaining in the first half, or first quarter. A 60-yard play, a drive, 7 plays, 6 rushes and 1 pass, and give the PAT to Wekiva 7-0, 8:28 remaining in the first quarter.
Christ Innocent on the PAT. It is good, and the Mustangs take a 7-0 lead over the Titans to open up the first drive of season 16.
Wait! Did you download Grammarly? Come on, man. Everyone's using it. If you want to ace this paper, then don't press submit. Grammarly helps you clean up your messy, confusing sentences to get your point across clearly. See how much more clear and confident you sound now? Thank you, future Brent. No problem, Brent. And don't forget about spelling and grammar mistakes. Grammarly offers more advanced spelling and grammar suggestions that you'd otherwise miss. Just click the highlighted area and Grammarly will offer you the fix just like that. So, how are things with Sarai?
She married Chad.
What? Guys, who's gonna fix the hole in my wall? Can we just chill for a second, please? Did somebody say chill? Sorry I'm late. Yes, dude! Looks like we got to the CEO position. Did you know that Grammarly checks against billions of sites and catches any accidental plagiarism? Looks like an A+ to me. She's having me together forever. Thank you, guys, for showing me the power of Grammarly. So, does anything cool happen in the future? Guys, my wall! you're still here, well, click the blue button to use Grammarly.
Who kicked that? 33. And so you can hear in the background the marching Mustangs. Certainly a lot to march about right now. A very efficient drive, and just cannot say it enough. Apologies if it sounds like a broken record, but it is going to be a main theme throughout the first half of the season. The improvement under Tyree Davis, even though they only threw one pass, a much more efficient drive than we saw last year, even at the end of the season. They came out, had a game plan, looked like they knew what they were going to do, and executed it on 7 plays. Again, 6 rushes, 1 pass. That was a 13-yard gain, 68 yards in total, and a little psych out.
That's for the blooper reel.
Yep. Definitely not going to make Sports Center top 10 tonight, even if they did do high school plays.
And so we'll have a flag on the play. I think this is going to be a generic illegal procedure. Yep. Illegal procedure called against the Mustangs.
Now, again, Wekiva won 40-7 last week against Pinellas Park. An explosive performance. First play of the game, a 70-yard pass from Davis to Gainey, and they were off to relate to their nickname, on their high horse, and they never stopped in that first half. But there were a couple of weak spots, a couple of areas that Coach Schwartz did want to see the team improve on, and one of which was kickoff returns, defending kickoff returns, and this time I'm not sure if that was an official kickoff. Heard whistles all over the place.
Xavier Tucker was back for the kickoff return. However, the whistle had not sounded to start the play yet.
Okay.
So that play will be done over.
So we heard all kinds of whistles, but they were not the whistles that we were looking for.
So the first time Wekiva was supposed to kick the ball and didn't. The second time they were not supposed to kick the ball and did. So maybe the third time will be the charm.
So
it's week 1.
So again, gray skies, which have turned to nighttime. Still, you can feel the rain in the air, the precipitation, the moisture, but certainly a very boisterous and festive crowd to come out for Wekiva's first game of the season. I'd say we probably got about 200, 250 people in attendance rooting on the Mustangs, who are wearing their brand new jerseys, very glossy looking, shiny.
And there you saw the line judge once again giving Innocent a pat on the shoulder, like, hey, let's get it right this time, huh? All right, that was a legal kick, and this is going to count this time. Tucker gets it and does not get far.
No, and again, certainly a good start for one of Coach Schwartz's concerns, defending the kickoff.
Innocent on the return for the Titans. Third times is the charm, and that one will stick and be official. That puts the ball at the 37-yard line of Titan territory. They will take over from there with 1st and 10.
So Olympia, the Titans, with a little bit better field position than Wekiva's, 5 yards better. And Wekiva's defense, out front, you have Davian Watkins, James Mixon in the middle, and Omar Hayes on the right side.
Ball out, and it is recovered by Wekiva. Justin Hutchinson picks up a drop from Feliciano, and the Mustangs will take over at their own 47-yard line.
Well, I was going over the defense, and Wekiva didn't even want to give me a chance, so certainly that's a good sign. Certainly a sacrifice I'm willing to make. But let me just finish that defense real quick. Your other defensive lineman, the end, is Sincere Edwards, of course, the UCF signee. He will move around, so he does not play one way or the other. Your other three players, again, Watkins, Mixon, Hayes, left to right. Your linebackers, Cargill, McGray, and then your secondary, the nickelback, Perkins, cornerbacks, Hutchinson, Gainey, and your safeties, Romel Smith and Jabari Smith, as Wekiva looking to up that 7-0 lead. Tyree Davis bursting into the end zone from 5 yards out to give them that 7-0 lead, and they go to work in that one-back set, 8:02 remaining in the first quarter. The handoff to Weathers. He dances and isn't going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Terrell Weathers on the carry. Stop made by Jonathan Hardim. That is a loss of 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 12 for the Mustangs from their own 45-yard line.
So not only does Wekiva get the fumble recovery and take possession of the ball, but they also have excellent field position just before midfield, even with that 2-yard loss.
And I'll point out that while high school football, not having the scouting that college and professional football do, is notoriously difficult to forecast in the preseason. Until you actually see the teams get out and play, it's really hard to get a sense of what's going on as the completion is made from Davis to Anthony Gay. And that is going to be enough to get the ball across midfield, and it is spotted at the Titans' 43-yard line. That is near first down yardage. And we'll wait for the official spot. Meanwhile, what I was about to say is that Olympia is ranked 17th in the Super 16, which I only know because the Sentinel publishes the next 5 that would have made the Super 16. Wekiva is 15th, so 15 versus 17. In theory, should be a good matchup to start. It looks like, though, that completion is not going to go in the books.
Yeah, I believe that's a holding penalty. They're moving it back 10 yards.
And that previous completion will not withstand the test of time as holding is called against the Mustang offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, and it brings up 2nd and 20.
So excellent field position, gone by the wayside. Not bad field position, but certainly not nearly as good. And Davis will lead them up to the line, and that would have gotten them back to the original line of scrimmage.
Pass intended for Voltaire falls incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 20 for the Mustangs from their own 37-yard line. So the Mustangs not putting on much of an impressive offensive show on their second possession. Of course, this is essentially a free possession anyway. And now Davis well back from the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation here, directing traffic, using up the play clock. 6:47 to go here in the first quarter. We'll have the water break coming up shortly. Snap away. Davis looking for options. Got some time. Blind has all day. Flag in the backfield. And he's got his man pending the outcome of the flag. The pass is complete from Davis to Tyrell Gainey. There is a flag in the backfield. It's a first down if the play stands. Holding called against the Mustang offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul and a replay of 3rd down. So, Neil, 2 completions out of the last 3 attempts called back on a holding call.
Yeah, that's 3 penalties for 25 yards now. No problems in the first drive, but all 3 of those penalties in the second drive. And again, this drive started at their own 47. They're now inside their own 30, I believe.
Ball spotted after the penalty marker at the 25-yard line of Mustang territory. That's 4th down and a country mile to go. But we've reached the midpoint of the first quarter. With 6 minutes, 25 seconds remaining, we will pause for a water break.
Wekiva with the 7-0 lead, taking the opening possession, 68 yards. Davis bursting in from 5 yards out.
Greater Orlando area restaurants are grateful to be a part of the 2022 Metro Conference football season. Play hard and eat more chicken at your Greater Orlando Chick-fil-A. Baptiste Orthodontics and Dentistry for Kids is a proud sponsor of Wekiva Athletics. With 3 convenient offices in Apopka, Orlando, and Windermere, it's never been easier to have a healthy new smile with braces and aligners for all ages, plus dentistry for kids exclusively in Apopka. And we'll come back to live action here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. The Mustangs facing a deadly 4th and 32, and there's the Hail Mary. It was closer to the Titans than it was to the Mustangs. That's not going to get it done, and Wekiva's going to have to punt. The pass intended for Tyrell Gainey falls incomplete. Coverage provided by Jalen Thompson. Wekiva now looking at 4th and 32. So obviously from here, field goal out of the question, and you absolutely positively do not want to go over on downs virtually inside the red zone. So the first punt of the day for Wekiva. And it's going to stop before it starts. We got more laundry on the field. And if this is against Wekiva, then they're going to have a very, very long kick to make. Dead ball prior to the snap. False start called against the Mustang offense. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot and a replay of 4th down. That'll bring up 4th and 43 for the Mustangs. And more whistling. Dead ball prior to the snap. Another false start called against the Mustangs. 5 more yards taken away from Wekiva. That pushes them back to the 9-yard line. Now 4th and 48. So apparently Wekiva's punter just wants to show off because Wekiva has now moved the ball backwards on nearly every play. It's a good-looking punt. It would have been better looking if it had started 20 yards further up. And Olympia is happy to just let it roll dead. Aaron McCray will down the punt inside Mustang territory. Titans will start with amenable field position.
This is where it all starts. Darlington. Here the walls can talk, and folks are gonna have their say.
The round of 16 begins this evening.
The NASCAR playoffs begin at Darlington on USA.
At the Mustang 44-yard line. So that's something that the Mustangs should be prepared to hear about at halftime from Coach Schwartz. They're probably going to get an earful about that possession. Penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty. 4 penalties on that possession, 2 holding calls, 2 false starts. But now the defense doing their job. McCray on the tackle, and no gain for the Titans on their opening play. 2nd and 10 coming up. Again, we want to welcome you to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. I'm Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and Neil Fisher has stepped away for just a moment to do some photography, but he'll be back shortly up here in the press box with me for the call of the game. I want to thank our friends at Varsity Sports Network carrying us on their Orlando channel tonight. We're also live on YouTube and the NFHS Network. Pass is complete to Donovan Knight. Stop made after the catch by, the pass is complete to Darian Rangel, and the stop is made after the completion by Kadar Karjal, and that'll be a gain of 6 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 4. And I've got Keith Dickerson of the Wekiva TV broadcast production program here with me while Neil has stepped down to the field to do some photography for the Chief. We've got a low snap. It's bobbled, and quarterback falls on it, but not before the damage is done. Low snap and a fumble will stay with Olympia possession. Sincere Edwards is there to make sure that there's no advancement, and that pulls the ball back to the 45-yard line. That'll be a loss of 7 on the play, and it brings up 4th and 11. And Mr. Dickerson, welcome once again to the broadcast. You've got your crew here if you want to give them the shout-outs tonight. All of our videographers bringing you the action here from Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium.
Ooh, that was close. Yeah, we've got Miss Hannah Bursey, one of my seniors, and then we've got Emmelinda Montplaisir, although she's hanging out with the band nerds over there, too. She's wearing 2 hats tonight. We got Vinny Henderson and Isaac Cervantes also. Isaac's actually directing right now, so shout out to him. He learned it in 20 minutes, I think, earlier. So having a good old time.
The pass falls incomplete. That turns the ball over on downs to the Mustangs. They'll start from their own 45-yard line with 1st and 10. So again, we want to acknowledge the partnership between the Wekiva Athletics program and Wekiva TV broadcast production. I think we do it as well as anybody in Orange County or even the state of Florida, bringing you live streams. We were doing it before it was cool, and certainly during the pandemic, it was the only way that a lot of our fans could watch. Now we are glad to be able to welcome our fans back here in person to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium, but we know that we still have friends and family from parts beyond who are not able to get here in person on a Friday night, and we're glad that we're able to bring you these live streams with the quality that we are, thanks to our partnership with the TV broadcast production crew here at Wekiva. No gain on the first play of the possession. It brings up 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs from their own 45-yard line.
Go ahead.
No, the Mustangs escaped the abysmal second possession that they had, although, again, it was a free possession, a possession that they never should have had in the first place because they picked it up off of a turnover.
Hello guys, welcome to WTV News. My name is Jeremiah Guerriere and I'm here with
Mr. Cruz.
And he is the digital arts teacher, am I right?
That's right.
Okay, so I will be interviewing today, asking him a couple questions. I hope that's okay.
Of course.
Okay, so I'm going to start with, what got you into the digital arts world?
So I've been drawing all my life, and eventually I learned about how to get my traditional art into a digital, like into a computer, and eventually I got a passion from it. So then I had professors who I was able to get inspired from, and eventually when I went to college, I decided to do art, and I also wanted to teach as well, so to inspire people and do art in general.
Have you succeeded in, inspiring people?
I think so, yeah, definitely. Last year I had a lot of students who came back to me, and the thing that you can tell that kids feel but they got inspired and they created the art was the thank yous I got from them. So being able to hear that from them and seeing the art and the progression from it definitely inspired me and made me realize that I was able to inspire other people.
Would you say, how long have you been working in digital arts?
Last year was first year teaching digital arts. But digital arts in general, I've been doing it about 5 years or so.
5 years?
Yeah.
Do you say in those years you've kept in contact with someone that's progressed further than you've expected? Or you know what I mean?
To kind of go from a specific level and then get higher than that.
Do you still have a student?
Yes, I had a student last year that definitely blew my mind. The student, he already graduated, but I would give him a project and they were able to create that project and then go even further to the point that they were coming into my classroom with t-shirt designs that they created.
Oh.
So stuff like that they were able to create.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So digital art is like art, just drawing, or do you use specific apps on computers or something?
Yeah. So we use Photoshop. We start with Photoshop, and then it's kind of like we're introducing the students into Photoshop and creating art through there. And then I also teach digital arts 2 and 3. So when we get to those levels, we do some Adobe Premiere Pro, so video editing, and then we do After Effects, so a little more advanced from Photoshop, so we can create art that way.
And sorry, Photoshop was is the main app you use?
Yes, that's the main app we use at the school. There is other ways of creating digital art, so I use a lot of an iPad to draw.
Mm-hmm.
But I also teach the students to go from traditional art or even iPad work into Photoshop and how we can edit it and do other stuff in there.
Do you have a famous painting that you might like or something? Your favorite?
I don't have anything that comes to my mind at the moment. I just like art in general. Yeah, I'll see stuff and I'll get inspired from that. But I love to create cartoons. That's why I don't have a specific painting to say. But I love creating cartoons or my own characters. So.
Cartoons from characters from Cartoon Network or stuff like that, or
Yeah, I would say Cartoon Network, anime. So anything like that I grew up with basically got me into art, and then I went to Full Sail and I studied there. I was able to create my own characters that were kind of inspired from that, and then create animation, other stuff like that.
Okay. Do you have a favorite TV cartoon show that you might want to tell us about?
Yeah. Oh my God. See, anything recently? Let me think. Cartoon-wise, I think anime-wise, I've watched, I guess, Full Metal Alchemist is a big one that inspired me to draw. There was others like Tokyo Ghoul, Dragon Ball Z, a bunch of classics, Naruto, stuff like that I enjoyed. I'm trying to think. Animation series-wise, I love Disney-related stuff. So anything Disney, Pixar-related stuff, and Star Wars, animated series, stuff like that, all those kind of shows. Definitely inspire me to do the stuff I do.
Okay. Well, did you have a backup plan or something other than arts that you wanted to do when you were little?
Yes. What we're doing right now, teaching. Teaching was my backup plan. Yes. So I did. So I did traditional art and I did digital arts, and then I studied computer animation. I worked with a private company to do some animation stuff, and then the pandemic hit. So my backup plan was to teach, and because I remember when I was in college, I was inspired through teachers and professors that were really good artists, and I just saw their passion for it, And I always said, well, if this falls, then I'll just go into teaching. And honestly, it's been an amazing journey so far. So it's awesome to like see students go from not knowing how to draw to leave me alone, I know what I'm doing.
Do you think you're going to continue in this
Yes.
for a little longer?
Yes, I think so.
How long do you think? How many more years?
Year-wise, I would like, it's weird because I never really think of like a career and like how long I'll be in it. I always say if I could hit 5 years, then I can try and go for 10. And then that's kind of like goals-wise, and then see what happens.
Okay.
If I continue or stay there.
And would you say digital arts and digital videography are like the same thing, or like sort of the same thing, or like connected somehow?
Yeah, I think in some ways they are. I think towards my digital arts 3 class, we're kind of merging the two worlds together basically. So we're going from, yes, we're doing traditional art and then we're mixing it in computer, but we're gonna do some video editing. So it does kind of go hand in hand because we're gonna be doing Adobe Premiere Pro, which I believe you guys do here as well with some editing and stuff. So we're gonna be editing like portfolio work and videos and putting things together on there.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to give you guys the round off and start by saying thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure being here in the WTV News, and I just want to say bye. Bye.